Mocha Latte Gang, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mocha Baby, and let me start off by introducing myself. For those of you who may not know, I do some of everything on this channel. I do things and talk about things that we like, love, and stand. Things that make life easier, make life more enjoyable, and as well as add that dash of adventure, because what is life if you can't stop and smell the roses? Now, if you have been with me for ever and a day now, then you already know how we get it popping right here on this channel. We're all just one big happy lit family, and that's just what it is. For those of you who are new here, I know that you're gonna love it here. Why? Because this is where the magic lives. And I know that you are more than one facet. I know that you are multidimensional. So why give you just a taste when I can give you all of it, baby? Now, doesn't that make sense? So, since we said all of that, we're just gonna go ahead and dive straight into this video because we have a lot to chop it up about, y'all. Y'all, this video is about the One More Chance Season 2 reunion, Part 1 and 2. So we're just gonna dive right into it. Now, as y'all know, with Zeus's history, sometimes they have a tendency to kind of stretch things out a bit. It is no different with this reunion. Most of the first part is a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, as well as, setting up for the actual reunion itself. We see the girls, coming, whether it's one by one, whether they clicked up, whatever the case may be. And upon arriving, before we can even get in the studio, good y'all, before they can even get dressed, we get our first fight. It's between Bombshell and Brown Sugar. Now, Brown Sugar proceeds to get her ass whipped yet again, and Bombshell hands her ass to her. Now, when I tell y'all why they got beef, y'all are gonna be like, really? Like, that is petty as hell. Like, it don't make no sense. It's so many other bigger things to be fighting about than to be fighting about something as petty and stupid as that. But the reason why these two ladies are beefing is, if y'all remember back earlier in the second season where they had the boxing ring challenge, Bombshell and Brown Sugar went up against each other, right? So Brown Sugar's fans are saying that clearly Bombshell did not win that fight and that she did. Now, if you go play that episode back, if you need a refresher, you will clearly see whose ass got handed to who. And Brown Sugar's ass got handed to her. And it's no other way to put it. She clearly lost that fight. Okay, most people would let it go there. But these two ladies, no, absolutely not. They are keeping the mess and the drama going, as are a lot of the other ladies from this season. Hence why we got a lot of the ladies separated, because they can't stand each other. They kept the beef going long after the show had wrapped, which makes absolutely no sense. It's like, are y'all still trying to remain relevant or something? I'm trying to figure it out. Somebody please make it make sense. How can you hate somebody so much that you don't even fucking know? Like, y'all literally was in the house with they supposedly fighting for love of a dude maybe a month or two. Those shows generally don't last that long, and y'all automatically hate each other this much. Somebody please make that make sense. But anyway, let's carry on. And we get to the next scene, which is Wop Wop. We see Wop Wop. We see Bombshell. We see Bad and Bougie. And at the time, for a brief second, Brown Sugar, but she was not in there long because her and Bombshell had an altercation, so she was no longer in there. Now, Wop Wop decided that she wanted to turn up and go spaz out and go crazy, go ape shit, talk a bunch of shit, but yet talk no shit at all. It's like, baby, you just being loud and aggressive for no reason, which sets the tone really for how she's gonna be in this episode as well as the next one. Not much really changes. This really sets her tone. It sets her atmosphere. So she, yelling and all this and all that. And I'm trying to figure out who is she yelling at because Brown Sugar is gone. And supposedly you're supposed to be halfway cool with whoever you in the room with, I guess. And then we go from that scene till we get Rolly Slim and Brown Sugar. And they're kind of talking about the beef between Rolly and Wop Wop, which I did want to kind of know about because I just, woke up one day and these two were beefing. And it didn't really make any sense because in the house, they both seemed to be cool with each other. So it wasn't adding up. 1 + 1 was not equaling 2. So, from what they said that Wop Wop was talking about Rolly with Brown Sugar, and Brown Sugar told it back whatever Wop Wop said. Making accusations saying that Wop Wop wanted to be Rolly. She wanted her spot, this, that, and the third. And, it just really didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But it's like, okay, we go from being buddy to, saying all types of things about each other on IG and in the blogs. We go from telling, one girl telling the other allegedly that I'm gonna send you home to your kid or your child in a body bag, and then the other one saying that she just put out her address just out there just for everybody to see. And it's just like, I don't care how much you don't like somebody, it's just certain things that you just don't do. Because, if something was to come up with that, it's going to come right back to you because it's all out in the open that you released it out there for everybody to see. So I'm just trying to figure out, why would you do that? It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. So then we get the sisters, which they really didn't have too much to say. Neither did Soldier Girl. Skittles was late, and it was also mentioned that Yodeler missed her flight. So we get to the next scene. We get the two hosts of the show. We get Janisa, and we get Claudia Jordan. They talking about, the different things that's going on and how it's going to be a lot of tea served at this reunion. So then, they want to talk over there. Also talking about what they're going to wear, this, that, and the other. And then we finally get to the scene. Wait, let me back up. Before we get to that scene, we get to a scene with Wop Wop, Bombshell, and Bad and Bougie. And she's talking a whole lot of shit as well, basically saying that, it's Chance's fault. The reason that a lot of the girls are at each other's neck like this, and that she wants to give him a piece of her mind. And, she pretty much saying that, when I see him, it's on sight. Then we get to the scene where we finally get the girls entering the set with the two hosts, and then we go to start trying to introduce each of the ladies or reintroduce each of the ladies, and we couldn't quite get through it because, as you could tell, it was already all sorts of shade being thrown at each other without there not really too much being said. And then when we get to Wop Wop, once again, she's being loud, she's being aggressive, and, talking and popping a lot of shit again, absolutely for no apparent reason. So after that, and we finally get through the reintroductions, Chance, how he does, him and his brother, they come in, and they're always dramatic. They have these very dramatic entrances. This one was no different. There was about 6 to 8 girls dressed in cowboy gear, white beater short shorts, uh cowboy boots, and the One More Chance signature red hat. And they come in, in front of him. Then he comes in. He kind of makes a spectacle. How he does, and it really kind of was cheesy in my opinion, honestly. And the other girls there, they were not feeling it either. They're like, "Yo, who are these bitches? Like, this is supposed to be wrapping up our season, and you just gonna bring them out here like it's these the season 3 girls?" Smiles made that comment. And his explanation was that, since he's a stallionaire, those were the stallionettes, so to speak. But I still really think that it was really unnecessary, in my opinion. So we move on from that, and it seems as if we're finally going to get a chance to kind of dive into some things. But the girls start arguing back and forth. Can't really hear really what nobody is saying, because it was just a whole lot of fighting and yelling for no reason. But that's what season 2 was pretty much all about: fighting and yelling. Because it damn sure wasn't about Chance. It was not. They was more concerned about each other, and not in a good way. So more of that is carrying on. More of that is happening. And Chance was saying, that's why he thought about, it was very much on the table that there might have not even been a season 2 reunion, because of all the drama with the girls. And he just really wasn't feeling that. And if you paid attention in the second season, you could tell that at certain points he just really had already checked out. So he stated that. And then it was the point where Skittles just, she checked out, and she kind of was just, not feeling what was going on. And she got up and she left the set. And she left the set for a few minutes or so. Not quite sure how long it was. But, and somebody's hitting me on my phone. But, she left, and she eventually did come back. She just said she just had to kind of, take a step back, because she couldn't really stand what was going on. It was kind of making her a bit on the nauseous side. So we get another fight. We get Bombshell and Brown Sugar going back and forth yet again. So Claudia eventually asked the girls, "Yo, do y'all just want round 3 right here, right now? You just want to just go ahead and just clear the air?" So, Bombshell goes to taking off her shoes, and she's ready to square up. She's ready to box or what have you. And Brown Sugar stands up as well, but that Shawty still had her heels on, which I thought she kind of set herself up with that one, because I'm not finna fight nobody with no heels on, baby. The heels are coming off. If they're ever on at all, they are coming off. Best believe that. And that's where this episode ends. Now, the next episode, part 2, picks up exactly where that episode left off, which is the match between Brown Sugar and Bombshell. And they are letting them fight. Security does eventually step in to not let it get too far out of hand. But they let these girls square up and box. And Brown Sugar gets her ass handed to her yet again. Like, baby, just give it up, baby. You did not win then, and you not winning now. So just pipe down. And then Bombshell needs to pipe down too, because, okay, baby, we know you won. We get it. Chill out. Because, after they fight, She is, backstage or whatever, talking all kind of shit, popping all kind of shit, talking about how her makeup is still intact, talking about how her hair is still attached to her head, and Brown Sugar's wig was pulled off. First of all, if I know I'm gonna be fighting somebody with, 9 times out of 10, that ain't even my lifestyle. But if, let's just say for the sake of this conversation, if I was, I'm not going to have on a wig because I know the first thing that the op is going to do is they're going to pull it off. You're not about to catch me slipping like that. No, ma'am. No. So Brown Sugar was definitely caught slipping. So now we go back inside with the other ladies and we begin to have some conversations. There is a conversation with Wop Wop and Chance, and she is discussing, if y'all remember back, within the first couple episodes, she bought Chance a teddy bear, and he said that it looked like it came from Goodwill. And she said that he should have known, or that she pretty sure he knew that that teddy bear did not come from Goodwill. But it was funny, and they want him to be funny and be entertaining. So he thought that he would say that, and she, said that that did hurt her feelings. Even though Wop Wop is a comedian, so she did bounce back and say, yeah, you know what, it is from Goodwill. But on the inside, that did kind of hurt her because she was the only one that did anything for him at all that entire season, and she left early, so that definitely says a lot about this season. And then we get a conversation with Dottie and Chance, and she brings up how he made the comment about saying that her mama and her would be, sucking him off at the same time, which is vile and disgusting and nasty and all sorts of other derogatory things. And she said that she just was not happy about that at all. And he did say that being that is do certain things they want him to say, and that was something that he was not comfortable with saying. But since he is under contract, he is obligated to say certain things for the entertainment value of the show, which he did apologize, and they hugged it out. And Wop Wop also asked for some love, and they hugged it out as well. And Brown Sugar said that that was very, very fake, and it did give fake vibes. It gave cringe, it gave ill, and especially with Wop Wop, it gave you look dumb as fuck. What the hell you doing? Sit your ass down. That's what it gave. So after that, we get yet some more arguing. We get at some point Slim going back and forth with somebody. We get Wop Wop, as always, going back and forth with somebody. And then we get Bad and Bougie going back and forth with Chance. But I think it was one altercation that happened before the Bad and Bougie altercation with Chance, and it was Skittles. Skittles, said some things about Chance being a colorist and him not liking black women. And then, she had proof of when, they was at the premiere. She wanted to say something to her friends, which were the sisters and Soldier Girl, Yodel and them. Though, they're all friends. They call themselves the Fab Five. And allegedly Chance said for Skittles to get out of his section. So, that, one of the many things that led her to believe that he is colorist, which I do agree with 185%. I do believe that Chance is a colorist. I don't believe that he is attracted to black women and like black women. I know that he has a certain type and he has a certain aesthetic, and black women are not that type or aesthetic, which is perfectly fine. But you just don't have to degrade these women because they are not your type. It's a difference between somebody not being your type and you just being downright disrespectful. Which a lot of the time, I know that he's trying to be funny, but some of it, and especially in this season, did come off as disrespectful. So she talked about that, and then Chance said something about, he don't, mess with a woman like her, and it irritated her. And then she said, well, you know what? I don't mess with a nigga that suck, hoo-hoos. And it got intense at this point, y'all. I kid y'all not. This is probably the most serious that I have ever seen Chance throughout all my years of watching him, and I have watched him for a very long time, years and years and years, most definitely somewhere around the 18 to 20 year mark. I have watched him for some time. And that was the most intense and the most serious and the most angry that I've ever seen him be. In that exact moment, nothing about him was comedic. He wasn't being Mr. Hee Hee Ha Ha. He wasn't Mr. Funny Man. Man, that Inglewood came out in full force. It let you know that, yeah, under that comedian, Mr. Giggle Hee Hee Ha Ha exterior, there is a gangster under that, and you do not want to fuck with him. That's what that whole scenario, whole situation, what it showed us. And then Micah also, said a few things as well. And, he was saying that, once you come against my family and my brother, that, you are no longer a woman, which basically saying like, yo, you come against us like this, like then you the op. You ain't even a woman. It don't matter if you're a woman, man, boy, girl, this, that, the third. If you come against us, you are the op. Now, I do not condone violence in any way. I do not condone violence in particular against a woman. But at the same time, that woman shouldn't be violent toward that man. Because, y'all, what was we taught when we was growing up as children? If somebody come at you, you got to go at them just as hard. You don't start it, but you finish it. And a lot of people take that to heart. It does not matter your sex, your nationality, what you classify yourself is. If you run up, you're gonna get done up. And that's just that. So it got so heated and so intense that Chance had to leave the room because he knew that if he stayed, he might have fucked up, for lack of a better term. Because when he went Inglewood, he stood up. And then y'all know Skittles ain't no bitch. Skittles, she go in too. Back in the day, she was rockin' soppin' boppin' too. So she stood up and asked him what the hell was he standing up for. So they was, going toward each other like it was about to be some problems. And that's probably the fastest I've ever seen security move in Zeus history. Any other time, security is in slow-mo, including in this reunion special. But they were not in slow-mo that time. They hit that fast forward button. They was on it with the quickness. Best believe that. So Chance left the room. And he's just saying, how he don't deal with that, and he's not gay, and the only ass he eating is a woman, and all this type of stuff. And Claudia is telling the girls like, y'all need to chill out, and we need to get to the bottom of some of this stuff, because y'all making and stop making black people look foolish on TV. More or less, she gave an impassionate speech about that. Chance did eventually come in after he woo-sighed a bit, and then it continued. And by it, I mean the drama. So at this point, we got Wop Wop and we got Rolly, and they are going back and forth with each other, getting to a very heated discussion. And you know what? Rolly just gets sick and tired of it, and she stands up and she says, "You just know what? It's a run up, bitch." And Rolly, she just starts going in on Wop Wop, and Wop Wop thought she tried to hold her own, but in actuality, she did not, because we all know Wop Wop can't fight. White Wop's superpowers obviously did not activate. Baby girl, you must have left your Sailor Scout pen at home. You must have left your Wonder Woman cloak in the dressing room, because baby, the superpowers was not there. You was not handling business at all, but you sure was popping a lot of shit. You sure was a lot of mouth. You sure was bark but no bite. You was a lot of that. And even after she got her ass whooped and they went backstage or what have you, Rolly went backstage, Wop Wop was still on set popping a lot of shit. So she obviously hadn't had enough. Her ass obviously wasn't beat down to the floor enough. So she wanted some. Also, security was with the bullshit. Security said they wanted to see some smoke today. Security was with the shits, and they walked her back up there just so she can give Wop Wop some more ass whooping, which she did. And once she gave her that ass whooping, we see backstage again, we get Rolly. And Dottie, she's somewhere, I don't know if they was in the bathroom or what kind of room area they was in, but she just went in on Dottie too, y'all. I mean, and I tell you, Shawty handled business. Shawty had a hit list, and she was the hit woman, y'all. She scrolled off that hit list. Please believe it. Please believe it. She came with them hands. It's what she came with. They all came with their mouth. She came with these hands. Okay? So that's pretty much where we end this episode. Just a whole lot of fighting and a whole lot of yelling. And part 3, I'm sure it's going to provide just that. You all, I was quite entertained, as I know that you all was too. And we're going to end this video right here. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit the box over here, or the red box down there, or the red box over there, depending on what device that you are watching me from. And then after that, I need you to like the video, comment, share, all of that good stuff, and then you can ring the bell so that you can be notified every single time I post, because you don't want to miss this heat that we got cooking up in this kitchen. And then there's one last thing I need my Mocha Latte gang to do. I need you to stay blessed. I need you to stay fly, and may angels be encamped around and about you. Until next time. Bye.